Hello, everyone. It's 7:30, and would you believe it? I think I need to sneeze. No, it's gone. It might come back. I don't know. Not a great way to start. That was like instant as soon as I went live. How is everyone? I hope you're well. Hey there, Cherie. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Donna. Hi, Rose. Hey, Jean. Nice to see you all. Okay, so this is just my regular Sunday night. We're going to play with some new stuff tonight. I see you've all been, there's quite a few of you who've been here chatting for a while. Good evening, everyone. If I've missed naming you already, I am very, very sorry, but just wanted to say hi to everyone. Hope you're good. Okay, all right, so shall we get started pretty quick? Still got my dad here. They're heading home tomorrow. And I wanted to make sure that I don't go too long tonight because obviously I'm going to go spend a little bit of time with them before they head home. Hello, Elizabeth and Kay. Hey, Michelle. All right, so let me switch over to the desk. Actually, before I do that, I did mention on Friday night, and I am going to mention it again tonight because it's important. And if you are thinking about buying the new in colours and you've got a big wish list, then you really probably want to think about the new in colour starter kit. Okay, so it's the regular kit, which means $235 worth of products, but you only pay $169. And on top of that, they're going to throw in all the new in colour ink pads, all the new in colour assortment collection of A4 paper, the in colour grid paper, which is a cool little thing, and the 2022 to 2024 in colour 6x6 paper, DSP. So that's worth $116.50, and I'm starting by telling you that tonight because if you are putting these things on your wish list and you're thinking, been waiting for a good special, this could be it. Okay, so really, really great way to get a whole bunch of extra stuff for no extra cost than the normal. And so if you've been thinking about it or sitting on the fence or thinking it sounds like a good, waiting for a good chance, here it is, guys. And it'll be available from the 3rd, which is Tuesday, the same day our new catalogue goes live. How exciting. Okay, it's a big week around here, right? So this is the new catalogue. This is what it looks like. I'm allowed to show you the cover. I'm allowed to show you the cover, but not the inside. But I'm hoping that a lot of my customers, if you are one of my customers here in Australia, you should already have your copy. And some of you who are watching who are demonstrators, you guys will also have your copy. So that's pretty cool. I've been playing around with quite a few products that I've been able to pre-order out of that catalogue, and I'm excited to show you some of those tonight. Oh, that doesn't sound good, Donna. I hope it's not COVID. It's just a pain because you've got to isolate for 7 days. It's so inconvenient. So, yeah. So I'm having a little look here through all the comments, seeing if I've missed anything. Hey, down South Coast. Hi, Jenny. Hello, Nairi. Okay, we've got a good crowd here tonight. So let's switch over to the desk, and I'm going to show you something fun. And Cherie, tonight we're going to do what we said we we're going to do the other week. Okay, so a couple of things. If you've been watching my lives Friday nights, Sunday nights, you may have seen Cherie, who watches us here, had challenged me to go and try out the bleaching technique, adding bleach to some of our new ink colors, because she said there was some surprises. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I haven't looked yet. Hey, Cherie. I haven't looked yet, but I have got myself a water painter here, and as you can see, I have put bleach in it and labeled it as bleach. Now, if you're going to use a water painter to apply bleach to cardstock, then can I please tell you it is very wise to somehow indicate, either write the word bleach on it or use a label maker or put a B on it or something that identifies it as having bleach, because you don't want to use this as a water pen and take color out of stuff if you're trying to actually do coloring like watercoloring or something as you normally would with these. So if you add bleach, keep one that you just keep for bleach. It's always going to be for bleach. I will use it for this forever and ever. And we're going to just have a little play tonight and see how these different colors look. And then we'll decide what we're going to do with them. So I've already gone ahead and I've cut out a piece of each of the papers. So these are the new colors, guys. So cool. I love them. Aren't they nice? I have a real thing about these four. I think they're lovely. Sweet Sorbet, I like it. It's a nice color. It's a little bit softer than Poppy Parade, but it's still close enough to Poppy Parade that this is the one I probably am going to use the least, but I love all these. I think they're lovely. I have had a good time with my family. Thank you for asking. And yeah, they're heading home tomorrow. So I'm trying to spend a little bit of time with them. Last night we played Aggravation, if anyone knows what that is. It's a game that my husband's family play over in the US. And it's a bit like Trouble, but on steroids. So it's got all these little rules that make it a lot more challenging than Trouble. And as the name suggests, it can be very aggravating. So that's what we play. When we have family, and my dad and my stepmom have become quite, I think they're a little bit addicted to it, actually. I think they quite like it. So they ask when they come if we can play. Yes, I'm sure too. But I'm going to just start by applying the bleach straight to the paper. I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to make a decision as to how we're going to use them after that. So basically, when you're bleaching cardstock by putting bleach straight onto the cardstock, you are essentially bleaching the top layer, and the color that you get, the result that you get, is dependent on the core color of the cardstock in the middle. So that's why sometimes some colors give you a different effect. I did Soft Succulent, and it's yellow in the middle. When you use your bleach on it, you get a really yellow effect. Some colors go white, some colors go pink. If you use Flirty Flamingo, that's quite white in the middle. So yeah, that can give you some. So you want to experiment with different colors and see what you're going to get. So I haven't tried these before, and I thought this might be a bit of fun. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm just actually going to start just by adding some bleach. And you should see the color doesn't take very long to come out, but it'll take a moment. All right, so that's the Sweet Sorbet. Here's our Starry Sky. And it doesn't look like much happens initially, but as it dries and soaks in, just going to squeeze a bit more bleach out. And then we're going to use, this is Parakeet Party. This is Tahitian Tide. So let's see how much we get there. So Starry Sky's not doing a lot yet. I'm going to add a little bit more in case I was a bit, or maybe I didn't add enough. And this is the Orchid. So let's try that. Oh, we're getting a bit of a white look here with the Parakeet Party. And you can see now this one, the Sweet Sorbet, has gone like a cream kind of a color. That's interesting. Can you see the marks that we're getting? And they're starting to change color. Here's the Orchid's interesting because I can see that we're getting like a little ring of almost a pink around here. So that's kind of interesting. Now, if you want to speed this up, we could do, you know, speed it up with a heat tool. That would probably make it go a little faster. Maybe I will do that. But bleaching can give you some really cool effects. And, you know, you can just turn it up a bit. And let's see how this looks. Okay, now it's changing. Can you see it's got like a pinky kind of a color? That's interesting. Look at that. And this one's a little bit green. White and a bit of green to it. And let's try this Parakeet Party. Flowing Flowers is lovely, Jenny. It's such a nice set. Oh, Pete, yes, that's right. This one's taking longer to do anything, but it is giving me a little bit of, ooh, I'm getting like Tahitian Tide in the middle, or Coastal Cabana in the middle. Look at that. Is this the one that you were surprised by, Cherie? Look at that, as it changes. That's cool. Oh, I think I know which one I'm going to use. Right, so Sweet Sorbet is kind of just like a cream, quite light, and so we could use that. Now, there's a few ways you can use bleach on your cardstock. So this is like a light lilac-y kind of pink. That's cool. So can you see the different color, the cores of the different papers is giving us a different result on each one, even though we just used the same bleach, okay? Now, there's a few ways you can use bleach. You can actually put a little bit of bleach onto a bit of paper towel. I've got paper towel here. I could do that. And then use the paper towel almost like a makeshift stamp pad, put a little bit of bleach on it, put your stamp on it. Like, let me give you an example. We're not going to, I am going to make a card, I think, with this because it's a bit of fun. But let me think, what would be a good one to use? I'm deciding what would, I like sort of a solidy kind of a stamp. So let's try this heart. This could give us an interesting image. Actually, I'm just going to take that piece out of the middle. There we go. All right, so if I would put it, make a little makeshift stamp pad, but the other way you can do it, you can actually, it doesn't give you as much, so it's not going to be as striking potentially, but you can actually paint your bleach onto your stamp, which if you don't have a plate and a stamp pad, that's something you could do. So, I can stamp that. And now I've got my bleach here. And as that dries, it's going to dry this color, but it'll be in that. Okay, so bleach is an interesting thing you can do to take color out. And actually it will go whatever color the core of the cardstock is. So as this dries, you'll see it lighten up to this color. It's kind of cute. So you can do your stamping with the bleach and take the color out that way. Another way is you can paint with it like this. Okay, so if we're going to do that though, we have to emboss our image, so that, because otherwise if you stamp an image and try and color it with the bleach, you're going to bleach the cardstock, but you're also going to bleach the ink, so that won't work. But if you use embossing powder, it does work. So I'm kind of, now that I know this goes this color, I'm kind of curious to do that. And I'm thinking, do I grab another piece? Maybe. I had a whole bunch of pieces here. Let me just grab them. So it was the Starry Sky. There we go. Let's pop that in. So this is last week technique. We did the mirror image technique. That was a request from Jody, and I was really I love it when you guys ask for different ideas, like you asked me to try different techniques, or can you show us how to use XYZ or this technique or that technique. I love it when you do that, because not only does that then give me a whole bunch of samples and ideas that I can work with. This week with the mirror image, I made a reel for Instagram, I made a video for YouTube, we did the live, of course, and I posted some other stuff online as well, all with that one technique. And so it gives me a really great place to show what I know people are interested in, because you guys asked for it. So no, it doesn't affect the stamp, no. But if you're worried about that, of course what you would do is clean it straight away. I would not probably use the bleach on the photopolymer stamps. I used a rubber stamp on purpose. Okay, so let's put that out there. I don't know how bleach will work with photopolymer, so I'm not going to try it, and I just think that that's probably better to avoid. But if you rubber stamps, shouldn't be a problem at all. No, Judy, I think I must have lent it to somebody, because it's definitely not here. So I'm very disappointed about that. I hope I get it back. Anyway, let's see. So I'm going to pull out a new set. This is the one we used on Friday night as well, although I just used sentiments. I didn't use any of the stamps. So let's try a couple. Let's try this big one here and see how it looks. And I'm going to pop that on a block. This block here. And I'm going to stamp it with Versamark ink. Now, Versamark, for anyone who doesn't know, is a clear sticky ink that allows you, it does really, really well with embossing. Okay, and the reason why it does so well is because your embossing powder will stick to this. So if you use a water-based ink, that doesn't work so well because the embossing powder won't stick to it. So you need a sticky ink or a pigment ink, which is also sticky. Okay, so let's pop this just down here in the bottom corner, just like that. And I'm going to do another one just sort of off the edge here. I could use smaller ones, but I'm a bit lazy. I'm just going to do the same size and just go off the edge. All right, so I've got like a few there. And let's pop the Versamark down for a second. Now I have got, where is it? I got it out just before we started. I've pulled out, you could use white, but we're going to have, although now I've seen what color this goes, I was going to use black. Maybe we should use white instead. You know what? I think I will. I'll use black on something else, but I'm going to use white. So give me a second while I grab my white embossing powder. Of course, when I want the white embossing powder, that is the last one I'm going to find. White. There we go. Yeah, clear would work as well, because it almost forms a border so that your bleach doesn't go outside that border. But I'm going to try white tonight. So hands up if anyone hasn't tried embossing, heat embossing I'm talking about, which is where we add our heat tool to heat it up and it goes shiny. If anyone hasn't ever seen that, yeah, silver would look good, actually. Be really nice. Let me grab that and put that back in. I always use a little container. I just find it much, much easier than trying to, put it back in off the paper. You've never tried it, Elizabeth. You're missing out. This is a wonderful technique. Oh, and by the way, while I think of it, look how my heart's looking now. Look at that. Isn't that cool? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring our heat tool in again. And give me a second, and I'm going to heat emboss this. Now, you won't see a lot of difference because white, if you use the metallics like silver or gold, it's really easy to see when they change. The white, not so much. It just goes a little bit whiter. And I'm hoping you might be able to see that. So give me a second. It's going to take a bit to heat up, a few seconds for that to occur. Hasn't started yet. You can see it curls your paper up, but don't worry about that. Once it starts to work, it should look whiter, starting now. Can anyone see that changing in the middle of this flower? So what I want to do is make sure that I'm getting all of the embossing powder melted. It doesn't take too long, but it looks really great. It's such a nice look. This is 2 weeks in a row we're doing techniques. Sometimes I just like to make cards, and other times it is really, really super fun to show you different techniques or new techniques. This is not a new technique. This is a very, very old technique. Use the white craft ink with white embossing powder. Yeah, I do too. It comes out extra white. So Versamark is like a good all-rounder. But if you're using white powder, like Jean said, you can use white ink because then you get a really white on white kind of a result. Although for this particular technique, it's not going to matter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to colour with my bleach pen. I'm just going to colour inside these lines. So just want to be careful not to go outside the lines. But the white ink is going to help contain it. Sorry, the white embossing is going to help contain it. And you can go over it a couple of times if you want to, but it doesn't, you probably don't need to. And I might even hit this with a heat tool in a minute, because now that we know what color it goes, which is a bit exciting, it goes that real turquoisey kind of a color. So it doesn't look like much is happening right now, although you might be able to see it just starting to turn here. But it does take a little while. And you want your bleach, you might even want to give it a bit of a squeeze and just make sure it is coming out well, because you want to make sure it does saturate the paper, so it goes right through to the core color of the paper. Oop, went outside the lines a bit. Oh well, it's not going to matter too much in this case. Just the white embossing on the paper looks lovely, doesn't it? Look nice. I mean, white and blue are probably one of my very most favorite combinations. Blue and white always looks so good. In fact, I was today working on a scrapbook page that was these blue and white, Starry Sky, Night of Navy, Orchid, what is it? Orchid Oasis. All those colors together. Now, can you see it's starting to lighten up here? It's starting to get... Now, if you have missed any, you'll be able to see it. I can see I missed a little bit there. And you want it to be, like I said, you can go over it a couple of times if you want to, and then really make sure you're going to get that. Can you see it starting to change? Look at that. Yeah, just exactly. Copy what I'm doing on some scraps to practice, what Cherie said. Yep, you can heat from underneath too. And heating from underneath has a couple of advantages. It can help you flatten out your paper. So let's go over it. We'll do both sides. And I might start with the back actually, because it's the core of the cardstock that we're heating up here. Isn't this a nice... Look at it. Those colors are great. I see why this is why Cherie wanted me to try this, because obviously, Cherie, you had tried it or you'd seen it. Had you tried it yourself, or did you see somebody else do it? Look at that. Look how nice these are. And it's quite a soft... I've missed a couple of bits just around here. Not that it really matters, okay? And it will continue to lighten up, and the color will continue to come through. So just going to make sure that I've got all these bits. And this is something a little bit different. I haven't done bleaching for a really long time, actually. That's why I was a bit excited when Cherie said to give it a try again. I'm like, oh, yay, that's something I haven't done for ages. And it's fun to try it again. I may do a class here in the studio with it in the next few months, because it's been so long. All right, one last little blast. And go on the other side just to flatten it out, because if it starts to bow one way, you can go over the back and it will flatten it back out again. There we go. Okay, so what do we think? Do we like this? Do we like the color that you get when you do a bit of bleaching? Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now, this is actually from a different set. Am I going to use that? I don't know. I haven't decided. You know what I could just do is add another sentiment, because we've got some really nice sentiments in here, and just emboss that in white again, which would look quite nice. Or I can add a piece. This is actually from the Sun Prints, Nature's Prints set. So it's a different. Let me have a look at these ones. This is the Blossoming Happiness dies that goes with this set, with the Hues, what's it called? Happiness Abounds is what it's called. The stamp set is different. The DSP is called Hues of Happiness, and already I have orders for that. I know I can't put them through until the 3rd, but goodness me, that's going to be popular. And it doesn't surprise me if it sells out, and it's on the cover, so you know that means it's probably going to get everyone's attention. What's people saying? I'm just looking. Ah, yes, that is a nice set. Calming Camellia. I have that one. I have about, do you know I have about 5 of those? I'm going to offer those up as prizes at some point. I'm not sure exactly when, but I have, yeah, at least 4, if not 5 of them. That's a good idea. Yep. It would make a nice wedding card. And the thing is, you could do it with the different colors. So if you did this with the sorbet, you're going to get this creamy color. If you do it with the orchid, you're going to get like a very light white with a little bit of a lilac tint to it. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the lilacness of that? Lilacness. Is that a word, do you think? Can we make it? And then we've got this one that we've just done. We've got the white. That is quite white on the parakeet party. And also kind of white with a little bit of a limey kind of a feel to it on the Tahitian Tide. So there you go. Yep. I think it's really pretty. It's such a nice. So I'm actually thinking I might use this one. Now, like I said, this is from the Nature's Prints set, and I'm going to be using that in a minute for the second card. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of a foretaste of that. So what will we use on this one? What have we got? We've got a happy birthday that would look quite nice, but we've actually got quite a few things that would look really, really good on here. You're wonderful in every way. That's really nice, and it sits really nicely on this little. And best wishes. Best wishes is always good. Goes with everything, right? Don't we like that? All right, so here I've got all my ink pads. So these are the ones that are included in the new starter kit offer. Okay, you get these for free on top of your starter kit when you're starting out. Okay, so if anyone has any questions about that, please ask me, because that starts Tuesday, and I don't want people to order all the colors and then go, oh, we wish we knew that was in the kit. We would have got that. So I want you guys to make sure that you're getting all the right information, because that really is the best value that you can get. I'm thinking best wishes. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking to see if I've missed any comments. Nope. You're not getting too much, Cherie. Well, don't watch me then, because my job is to change your mind, honey. I'm so sorry. But that's what I do. And, you know, it is fun to show people all the amazing things they can do with some of the different sets and so forth, because sometimes you don't see what you can do with them until you see someone do it, and then you go, and that happens to me too. I look and see other people using things that I thought I'd never use, and I'm so excited then to get my hands on them and use it like they did. So I'm sorry about my head being in the way. I'm just making sure that this is straight. Okay, it's a very pretty best wishes, isn't it nice? All right, so this will go up on a couple of dimensionals, of course. So this is actually a pretty simple little card. We've just got this embossing and, of course, the fantastic bleaching, which is really, really different. Okay, so let's pop a couple of these behind here. And I'm going to pop that right about there. I want it to be in the middle, like so. Now I'm just looking, because this color is such a turquoisey color, we've got these beautiful matte decorative dots that are going to be available on Tuesday. So Tuesday's the day everything goes live. Okay, these are the Tahitian Tide ones, and they're going to look rather nice with this. So I'm wondering, let me have a look. I might put, well, don't they look good? Very nice. And I might pop one here and maybe one up here. That looks cute. And I'm tempted, let me grab a sponge dauber. Just find one. I'm just going to use this is the Starry Sky ink pad. And of course, this is the Starry Sky cardstock. So I'm just going to zip around the edge of this. It's just something to make the edge look like it's a bit finished and like we care about it. There we go. Thanks, Rose. All right, this is, let me find a piece of Whisper White Thick. And we're just going to put that there. So what do we think? Who wants to give the bleaching technique a go? And wasn't that interesting playing with the new colours and seeing what colours they go? Because I didn't know until I did it. So that's cool. Yeah, my list is pretty big. I've got lots of things. I'm trying to stick with what I've got at the moment, and then of course I'll need to add to it. But I'm sticking with what I've got initially, especially, and I've got a few packages of a particular paper because my online class in next month will be. I think I'm going to do it with the Hues of Happiness and the Happiness Abounds bundle, but I'm not 100% sure, so I probably shouldn't say that until I'm definite. But there we go. I'm going to say that card is done. What do we think? Do we like it? Something a little different. You can see you've got the lovely shininess of the white embossing down there. And there you go. You're going to try it, Judy? Awesome. Yeah, Katrina, it's a lot of fun. And bleaching is just one of those things, people forget to do it, but it's every now and then. But just remember, if you do bleach, make sure that you write on the particular water painter you're going to use that it's for bleach. And then you keep it for bleach because, you know, you don't want to mess that. You don't want to get that mixed up when you're trying to color something in with water. You know, if you're trying to do watercoloring and you've got bleach in your pen, that's not going to give you the effect you want. So, all right, let's pop these away. Did I take any out of here? I don't know that I did. The other thing I showed the other night was I love this die, this one here, this long one with the, I'll see if I can hold it up so you can see it. This is the one, let me see, there we go. This is the one that does like a spiral bound edge, like it looks like a piece of paper that's been ripped out of a spiral bound notepad. Really cool little die. It looks really, really good for scrapbooking, really, really nice on your cards as well. And we did a card with that the other night. Some of you may remember. So let me pop this away. And I'm going to get out the next thing I want to use. And this is one of those ones I've got a vague idea of what I want to do. And let's see how it goes. And I'm just going to quickly clean up because otherwise I end up with a giant mess. Really. Well, that's kind of funny. I already have a giant mess, let's be honest. Because I think I told some of the girls the other night that my dad and stepmom is staying, which means we needed the spare room, which is the room that all the things get put that you don't know where to put them. You know, that kind of room. And of course, they had to be moved out of there so they could use it. And guess where all that stuff is now? So you can probably imagine it's all behind me, and I am trying not to look at it because it'll make me too anxious. So I'm just not looking at it. All right. So the other set I'm going to play with tonight is another new one called Nature's Prints. And this is absolutely beautiful. Really, really love it. I think, oh, we haven't put the Best Wishes away. Here you go. Best Wishes. Put that one away too. So, yeah, the paper is called Sun Prints, and it's like blue and white paper. Absolutely gorgeous. And the stamp set that matches it is called Nature's Prints. And there's a matching die set. And there's also a matching something else. What am I missing? There's 3 things. I know where it is. It's on page, for anyone who's already got one of these catalogs. If you don't have one, let me know. If you're in Australia, I'll send one to you. Not a problem. Of course, unless you already have a demonstrator. I don't want to stamp on anyone's toes. Okay, so the Sun Print set, the suite, includes the DSP, the stamps, the dies, and the embossing folder. That's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah, see, a couple of you girls are ahead of me. Look at you, Judy. You know much better than I do. Yep. Embossing folder, exactly right. All right, so this is the set called Nature's Prints. Now let me just, this is the set, the embossing, and I've got some pieces that I've already pulled out because I was going to use them. So we have some really nice, I do mean really nice dies here, and some of them, as you can see, these ones that are kind of open, they cut out some of the stamps. Like this big one here cuts out this beautiful leaf, which is actually my favorite one in here. This and the splatter. Did anyone notice there's a splatter? I love a good splatter. I'm looking at a Cherie's tip. Cover your little label with sticky tape or clear vinyl so you don't accidentally bleach your label. That's a really good idea. Good thinking. All right. But some of them, like this one, this is like a wreath that is a standalone. It doesn't match anything in the stamp set. It's like adds to all of the other ones that you can do. And there's also some other standalone leaves. This little label is the one I just used on the last card. That's really cute as well. Okay. So, and these things fit into this one quite nicely. So it's a really, really pretty, really, really pretty set. But let me quickly grab for you the matching DSP, which I've already chopped up and done things with. And the reason it's not at my desk is because I'm actually making a scrapbook page with it right now for my class. It's coming up on Thursday. So for those of you who are coming to class on Thursday, you know what colours we're going to be using for this page. It's going to be the blues. And that includes the Orchid Opulence, the Starry Sky. Look how nice these papers are. Okay. Got some stripes. I love this one. That's like one's got quite a bit of the Orchid Opulence in it. This is gorgeous. Look at these beautiful, beautiful. This is on the Starry Sky. Just gorgeous. There's also Pacific Point in this paper, and they're beautiful. Love, love, love them. And you've got grey granite, so that's why I've got some grey granite pages here. And I've done some on Night of Navy and some on grey granite. So you can see all these lovely little prints here. And on the back, we've got some grey granite, like a smudgy, grungy kind of a design there on the back. I haven't got it yet, Megan, but it is on my list of ones I would like. You thought of me when you saw the splatter. I know, right? That's me all over. Megan, I haven't got that one yet, but it is on my list because it has a matching punch, right? Or did you mean the budgie set? Did you mean the budgies? Which one did you mean? Because there's a couple of bird sets. There's one that matches the punch, and then there's the budgies. Everyone seems to be talking about the budgies. Look how nice these are. You can see the Pacific Point, that bright blue in the middle there. I think, did I miss any? No, I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's a little bit different to that one. So there's a few that are similar but different, but they're just beautiful. Aren't these lovely? What colour does what bleach? Which one? I have done some of them before, but not for a long time. So, the budgies, yes. I haven't got them on my list yet. I thought you meant the other one with the punch. So that one, yes. The budgies, maybe. I do like them. I'm waiting to see what people do with them, actually. I do that too. I know some of you guys do that. You wait to see what people are going to do. But, yeah. All right, so let's have a little play with this paper. And we're going to make... I'm deciding whether I want... Do I want to go on... grey granite, or do I want to go on, you know what, I'm thinking maybe I'll go on the Orchid Opulence. Give me a second and I'll grab that. Because Orchid Opulence is just such a, I don't know, it's a really, to me it's quite a rich colour. I think it's really nice. So I'm tempted, I don't know whether to go. I still haven't decided. I'm cutting it to size, but I haven't decided if that's the one I want to use. Let me, yeah, maybe the grey granite tonight, and we might go Orchid Opulence next time. How about that? Or another time. All right, so let's move this. Okay, and I'm thinking I'm going to put a piece down the side. Now, I do like this, but I'm thinking maybe going darker. I like the stripes too. The stripes are really nice. So maybe I will go this one. Nope, I'm going to go that one. So let's make a piece. I don't know, maybe let's try 4 centimeters. We can always cut it down if we want to. So that's 4 centimeters is about 1.5 inches for anyone who's watching from elsewhere and you need inches. And I'm going to make this 14.3. Now that's to fit onto a piece of A4 cardstock here. Now, do I want to go there? Yeah, I think I do. Right, so this is really, really pretty paper. Don't you think it's pretty? Goodness me. I love, and you know why? It's blue and white. I told you before that I love blue and white. All right, so let me pull out a couple of things I want to use. I'm going to use the splatter. I mean, of course I'm going to use the splatter because it's beautiful. That's block C. And then we might do the big one because it's so pretty. And I'm going to put that on block E. Okay, it's a pretty big stamp, that one. And maybe this one that reminds me of a silver fern. Very, for those of you in New Zealand, it's quite a New Zealand look to me. And I'm going to pull out my grey granite because that's what colour this is. Probably my favourite neutral, grey granite. Orchid Opulence. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, it was. I'm really going to have trouble with that because it starts with the same thing. It starts with an orchid. So yeah, I'm going to struggle with that, I think. Now I'm deciding whether I'm going to start with this one. And we'll see. I mean, how nice is this stamp? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. That's a beautiful stamp. Really lovely. Now, one thing that you can do with this is what I've done in the past, which you've seen me do the whitewash look or the white ink with the blender pens. That is a great look on this color. And I'll be doing some of that for sure. So let me see. Do we have any white handy? Let's do it. Let's add some white. You keep saying Orchid Opulence too. Is that right, Jean? I know, right? So I'm just going to add some white to this. So this is just literally white ink on the end of a blender pen, and we're colouring in with it. Now you want to make sure you don't go over your lines. You want to leave your lines. So I'm going to try and leave as much of the shading here as well. So I'm going to not go over the whole thing. And I'm going to come in and grab a little bit more. So when I first start applying it, it's whiter because it's just come off the ink pad. But as I keep colouring, it gets a little bit fainter. So I usually start in the middle because I don't want it too dark at the edges. We really just want to like give it a soft amount of colour. You don't want to go crazy. You don't want it to be stark white against this. It's just really pretty if it's soft. And it just looks really, really nice. And we stay inside our lines so you can still see the full line of the stamp, the line drawing of the stamp. And it's just really nice. So you want to get yourself some blender pens for this. This is such an easy peasy technique. You'll see me do it a lot because I absolutely love white ink. White ink is my jam. And you can do so much with it. You know, you can emboss with it, you can color with it, you can use it to add to all kinds of things. You can do shadow stamping, you can do a million different things. It's so useful. Whitewashing technique is great. This is, I just call it coloring with white ink. I don't think there's a technical term for this. Am I missing comments? I'm sorry. Oh, you've seen a lot done with the sweet songbirds. Oh, that's a cute idea. Angry birds, yeah. Ah, hopefully soon, Michelle. Hopefully you'll get it. Oh, did Kylie call it Orchid Opulence? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the problem. We've been around too long and we know all our colours from way back when. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to call it, I'm going to leave it like that because I think that's really nice. This piece is actually going to go, I could make it narrower if I want to. I might make it narrower, so I'm covering up less of that. We'll see. And then you can also, of course, cut these out with the dies, which is also a really nice idea. Now I've done that here. I'm just wondering if I see that bit's not going to be seen. So I'm going to leave that like that. And I'm going to do a little bit of splatter. I'm going to ink. I'm going to stamp that off. I don't want it to be dark. All right. Might leave it at that. The good thing about a splatter is you can go over the top of it and nobody knows really. Oh, really? The budgies, yeah. It's funny. I think it's because so many of us have owned budgies or have had budgies in our lives. So I'm thinking this is too wide now for where this is. I want to make this narrower. So I'm going to take it down to, it's about 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters. I'm going to go down to 3 and we'll see how that looks. All right, let's try that. I don't want to go too narrow because I still want to see that beautiful design. All right, I think that's better because we're seeing more of the pattern, yeah? All right, so now I have another one that I previously cut, and that's going to go over here like this. Now, I'm thinking I might cut a couple actually out with the dies, but let's go with our Starry Sky ink. And I'm going to use, which one will I use? We've got You're on My Mind. We've got Hello There, A Heartfelt Thank You, and Best Wishes and Happy Thoughts. They're all nice. Best Wishes and Happy Thoughts is the biggest one. I hope that one will fit. But does anyone have a favourite? Let's see, will that fit? It does fit, but it doesn't look as good because it's kind of like the biggest part of it is the Best Wishes. So I prefer something that centers better. So maybe not that one. Maybe one of the others. Who have I've missed a few comments. You've never done shadow stamping? Ah, it's fun. It's easy. I did it recently for a class, actually. That's clever, Michelle. Think of the starry sky. Here, we'll put Michelle's comment up, and then I must remember not to leave it there. Think of a starry sky and a Tahitian tide in an orchid oasis with parakeets partying whilst enjoying a sweet sorbet. I love that. That's very, very cute. Oh, lorikeets are huge. They are super loud, Kim. So loud. Yeah, totally get it. I would be hesitant to get a lorikeet for that reason. Yeah. It does remind you a bit of Hawaii. It's got that kind of, but yeah, I just love these colors together. I just think it's so pretty. So I'm actually going to put this in place. Where is here it is. I mean, that wouldn't be bad either. We could stick with this color and go with just the gray granite and white, and that's also really nice, but I'm going to go with the blue today. And then I'll stamp in the blue, which will kind of bring that color into the rest of my creation. Let's jump that on. I'm just putting it right on this corner, right on this edge. So it's, and the good thing about Tombow is you can move it into position so it's exactly right. There we go. Isn't it nice? Cookie is a cockatiel, and Cookie is 23 years old this year. I've had him all those years. We had him since he was a baby. Or I had him since he was a baby, I should say. Did anyone end up suggesting? Can't go wrong with hello, says Judy. That's, yep. All right. I think Hello There is a good choice. So let's pull that one out and pop that on B block here. And then I'm going to bring in my Starry Sky again. Well, I picked up too much ink. Look at that. Let's see how it stamps. Is it okay? I hope so. Otherwise, I'll be cutting another one of these. I'll be cutting another one of those. Oh, dear. All right. Luckily, we have those right here. And we can do that really easily. So, Oh, they've got so much personality, Kim. You'll have so much fun with your lorikeet. They're really cool birds. And I love how they hop around. I just think that that's the coolest thing. They're such nice little birds. They're happy all the time. Yeah, good company. Oh, don't tell me I've done it again. Don't tell me I've misplaced my... No, surely not. I got them out before we started so that wouldn't happen. Please don't tell me I did it. All right, let me move a couple of things out of the way because I have a habit of popping things down right in front of me to use, and then I can't remember where I put them. Oh my gosh. I've got one. That's no good, is it? All right, let's pull this away. Let's grab the big one because that's what we do when we can't find what we're looking for. I'm going to do this. I should call this, I don't know, special messy crafting or something. I don't know what I should call it because I just can't seem to keep things together. Lucky for me, it just seems to turn out. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pop this. You know what? I'm going to do one more thing before I start. Okay. We'll do that again. I probably should have stamped first, to be honest. I mean, it is actually easier to stamp first and cut after rather than trying to work out how to stick your stamp onto a little tiny something. But, I like a challenge. So let's clean this stamp because that's what happened and that's where I got myself into trouble. My stamp was not clean because I had picked up extra ink. And this is a problem that you will find with a lot of new ink pads. All right, now I did do a video a couple of weeks ago about what to do when your ink pads are too inky. I haven't done that very well with this particular ink pad yet, and this is the result. Okay, so I pressed too hard when I inked it up, but because there's so much ink sitting on the top, it was very easy to get that all over the place. So this time I'm going to try and do a better job of that. Also, it doesn't hurt to just double check. Make sure you've got the edges covered. Let's get this in the middle. I have to pull my head in. I'm so sorry. There we go. That's better. All right. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but I'll fix that up later. But you get the idea anyway. So this is where I'm thinking it should go. I'm actually going to put another piece over the top of this. You know what? I'm just going to snip on the back. I'm going to give that one more try. That's better. Here we go. All right. I'm now going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. Oh, no, they're the most beautiful birds. They really are. And they're a lot of fun, but they're noisy. I tell you what's really noisy. If you are wanting not to get a noisy bird, don't get an Indian ringneck. Oh, my goodness. They're so pretty and so beautiful. They learn to talk and they're fun, but they're noisy. Oh, my goodness. Even some of the smaller parrots like Quakers, they're small. Sorry, I know way too much about parrots. All right, so there we go. That's kind of where I'm going with this. Now, what I was going to do, and I still think I will, I'm gonna stick with that color, and I'm going to stick with this. Which one will I do? I think I'll do the silver fern. which is what I'm calling it. And we may not decide to do this, but I'm just going to see what it looks like because it's a really nice leaf, really nice stamp. Now in these guys here, this one cuts that out. Okay, and what I was thinking is I would quite like to have it sort of popping out here, but it might be too much. You guys can let me know if you think it's too much or whether it's fine just as it is. Let's try that. Macaw is a huge bird and they live for a really long time too, and that is, if you're, I would love a macaw or even a Major Mitchell cockatoo, or one of those kind of birds, but at my age I don't want to have one because the bird will outlive me. A big bird like that is something for a younger person. All right, so what do we think? This is too much, I think. I don't know. I might add that to something else, but I actually don't like it. I think it looks better without it. We could add some of these. They're cool. We could also add some waves blings. Now, these are still available. Does everyone realize that the today and tomorrow are the last 2 days of the annual catalogue that is finishing up tomorrow? Tomorrow's its last day, but also the Waves of the Ocean promotion, the bling. This is finishing up as well. So I'm thinking I might add a couple of these because they're rather nice. Also, the paper that goes with this is finishing up. Do we like it like that? Or do I leave it as it is and put a couple here and randomly? You know what? I don't like them like that. I've decided. Sorry. And I'm going to do a small one at the top here. There we go. That's better. I like that better. Right. What do we think? Do we like that? I mean, this paper, goodness me, so beautiful. And the stamps are nice too. So this is a really nice little set. I think this is going to be a really popular set. I think the paper is going to be super popular. I mean, you can't go wrong with the blues and whites. A little bit of grey granite thrown in as well. Really nice. Oh, you know, it does need a bit of a grey granite edge, don't you think? Let me see if I've got a dauber that's nice light in colour. And let me find one. You can hear me kind of messing around in my dauber jar because I don't have them organised very well. I really need to fix that. Let me try this one. This is not bad. All right. Yeah, it does make a difference just adding that little bit of a sponged edge. Here we go. That looks better. Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you so much. The chat from Michelle K. Well, she said she's near Dunedin. Was it a different part of the chat? What did I miss? Yeah, I know. Galahs live 50 years, but cockatoos can live up to 100. And yeah. Yes, if you live in Australia, are you talking about There we go. Hang on. Where are we talking about? Sorry, there's a lot of chat to go back through to find what Michelle said. I'm so sorry. Yes, it is only for people in Australia. I'm so sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry about that. You are correct. And yeah, and the reason why is because there are sometimes promotions that are Australian only, or I might do giveaways, and it's expensive for me to send them over to other countries and so forth. But yeah, I do keep that just for my local Australian people. And to be honest, I mean, unfortunately, my customers are only Australian people, so you can't actually purchase from me if you don't live in Australia. You can buy tutorials and things from me, but you can't purchase product. So there we go. Oh, it's funny. You guys are funny. Oh, I'm glad you like this one. I like it too. This is kind of what I had in my mind that I wanted to do. It turned out kind of like I had in my head. And I love it when that happens. So here's our cards tonight. What do we think? Do we like them? A little bit different. This one with the bleaching, which is a fun technique. And then this one with a bit of whitewash with the blender pens. But I just think these colours, these are really my colours. So yeah, I haven't been to Dunedin actually, Michelle. I mean, I've got a cousin in Nelson. My uncle used to live there when he was alive. But before that, he lived at Ekatahuna in the south of the North Island. So I used to we visited him there. But yeah, you like the bleaching work? Yeah, that is nice. Oh, there you go. I know. I knew someone once that used to always type everything in uppercase, everything, to the point that, like, if I got an email or a message or something and it was in uppercase, I knew straight away it was her immediately. And people would tell her, don't do that because it's like you're shouting. But she just never got it. Never understood. Oh, thank you guys. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that tonight. I'm going to go and play some more aggravation with my family, and I hope that you guys will all have a fantastic week ahead. Don't forget, new catalogue starts on Tuesday. You can order anything out of the new catalogue from Tuesday. Also, we have the new starter kit promotion on Tuesday as well. So if you were looking at the in colours, you want to have a really careful look before you order them and pay the money for them. If you thought that $169 to get $235 worth of product sounds like a great idea, it is a good idea. I mean, it's a good special. It's also, you get an ongoing discount while you're a demonstrator, but on top of that, this week they're giving away $116.50 worth of products. So I'm mentioning this again because I know there are some people that will really suit them, and it's something that you might want to have a little think about. So if you have any questions about it, if you have any questions at all, just shoot me a message, and I'm happy to send you out some information or just talk to you about that, whatever you would like. Okay, great to catch up, everyone. I hope that you had a really fun weekend. We'll see you next Friday night. Girls in my team, see you tomorrow morning, and catch you very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.